Hi Stampers, this is Beth Daniels, Space Coast Stamper, and I have a quick little video to show you a project that we made in classes last week. It's a Christmas bag. Let me show it to you. Made out of 2 pieces of cardstock and 1 sheet of designer series paper. What I love about this is that it's very sturdy, so you can actually put something quite big and heavy in it. So there's the side of it, and then the card is actually attached to the front. I have one more sample to show you. Another Christmas one. I'm just about in panic mode, realizing that Christmas is just a few weeks away. My tree is up, but there's no decorations on it yet, and it seems like I have so much still to do. I hope you're ahead of the game and not like me, rushing to try and get things done. So I learned how to make this from demonstrator Rhonda Wade, and I am in love with this project. I've done several of them. So again, you need 2 pieces of cardstock and 1 sheet of designer series paper. The designer series paper, you're going to cut a 4-inch strip off one end and then cut that 4-inch strip into 3 separate pieces. So you'll have 3 pieces that are 4 by 4 inch square, and then the other 2 pieces you're going to cut at 8 and 5 1/4. So you'll have a piece for the front and a piece for the back. Your cardstock you're going to score. Again, this is a full sheet of cardstock, so it's 8.5 by 11 inches, and you're going to score down the long side on both pieces at 1.5 inch, and at the short side only on one end at 2 3/4 inches. Once you've scored those, you just want to take your paper snips and cut on this score line up to this 2 3/4 inch score line, so that you have these flaps that you will then eventually fold in. Once you've done that, you want to use tear and tape to put it together. So, excuse me, I've already added my tear and tape along this long side, just down to the score line on both edges. A piece of tear and tape, a piece of tear and tape across this bottom piece, and when you fold these flaps up, tear and tape on those. So that's one of the pieces of cardstock. The excuse me, the other side, this is all scored to fold in. The tear and tape is going to go on the back side, again on the 2 flaps, and then this piece that folds up, you want to put a piece down there. So to put it together, I'm going to take off my tear and tape paper, this is so much easier when I'm not in front of a camera. And then you're just going to, whoops, fold these ends in and fold that bottom up. and burnish it a little bit. So that's one side of it. Back to this first side, we're going to do the same thing with these ends. And burnish that. You do want to make sure that you use your bone folder and burnish all these folds before you start putting it together. Now this last part is just taking off this paper from your tear and tape on all pieces. Oh my goodness. I can't get a hold of that. And then I want to take the paper off this one on the bottom. So now I have my two pieces and they're just going to fit together. So I have tear and tape here, and I have tear and tape here, and I'm just going to slide that in and fit the bottom together. And then to do the top, I just start at the top and then gently press it down. Again, start at the top here, gently press it down, and then just fold it over and stick your hand in there and really burnish it. So I have my box together, or bag, whichever you care to call it. And now it's just putting it together. I have my two pieces of Designer Series paper, which I'm going to attach to the front and the back. If you wanted to save on Designer Series paper, you could just put the paper on the front side and not on the back. But if you're like me, you probably have lots of Designer Series paper, so let's use it up. So you're going to attach those, and then I used 2 ribbons to go around the box. So I love this polka dot ribbon. It's one of my all-time favorites. So I've used that and then another piece of ribbon and just tie all the way around and tie into a knot over here on the right hand side, because when that's tied, that ribbon will kind of help hold your card closed. So tie the ribbon around. To make your card, you need another piece of coordinating cardstock, which is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2 and scored down the middle. And then that creates your card base to attach your Designer Series paper to. So you're going to put a piece on the front, and then you have a piece for both of the inside surfaces. And then I just cut a piece of white a little bit smaller. It is 3 1/2. And use that for my sentiment. How pretty is that to open that up and see Designer Series paper on the top too. And then the front, you can just decorate however you want to. I did love this die cut poinsettia on this one, but you can use anything that you want to use to decorate it, and stick some tissue paper in it and you're done. It is so quick and easy to make this project. So I will follow up with some photos of another one that I made that's not Christmas. I hope that you are about ready for Christmas, and happy stamping. Thank you for watching.